Hello everyone, and welcome to the third birthday podcast for our clan. No, I'm going to do that again. I don't like that introduction, sorry.
Two.
I didn't script it, so I'm trying to do this off the cuff. Alright, let me
think. Did you
think.
say off the muff?
Off the cuff.
Oh.
Yes, don't scare Scotty. He has nightmares about those things.
So do I, Scotty. Right, let's try again, shall we? Hello and welcome to the SoA podcast. Tonight we're here with the founders of the clan, Ray and Scotty. It's the third birthday of SoA. Yay! Third birthday.
Yay!
So we have recorded a special third birthday edition podcast all about SoA. We're going to be talking about SoA. We're going to be reliving some of our memories of SoA and talking about what SoA is going to be in the future. So, you two are here, Ray and Scotty. You two are the founders of the clan. Why don't you tell us a bit about yourselves?
Scotty can go first. See, the first thing is we're fairly polite and reticent and really, really shy, both of us. Yeah, that's right. You all know that, right?
That's all they need. That's the answer to the question, isn't it? You don't need to know anything else.
That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. We're shy. We're nervous. That's. I'm only joking. Okay, I'll go first. So what was the question again?
Okay.
We didn't actually ask. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't ask a question. We asked you to tell us about yourself.
Okay, I'm Scotty. I'm from England. Dan's boyfriend told me I was common earlier. It's probably true. I live in Cambridge. I've been playing RuneScape since 2004. I don't know. I live with my partner. I think my only achievement since 2004 are my combat skills. Other than that, I think I'm an underachiever in RuneScape. I hate skilling. And for how long I've been playing RuneScape, I've probably got some of the worst stats you could probably have. Like farming and hunter, for example, I hate them. Absolutely hate those skills. But my current goal is to try and get everything to at least 70, so you're going to hear me whining about that pretty soon, I think.
Cool. We look forward to that.
Bet you do, you lesbian.
And Ray?
Hi, I'm Ray. My in-game name is Princess Ray, and I'm walking around the house carrying my laptop at the moment, looking for my son, because he walked behind me in this podcast and said hello, and I was going to get him to say good day. But he seems to have disappeared into the ether, so okay. You don't get his nice deep voice saying hello in the podcast, you only get mine.
That's because
so, yeah,
you
I
imagine
live in... Yes, I do, actually. But yeah, I live in Australia and I'm married and I've got a husband who just absolutely dotes on me, which is how it's supposed to be, right?
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm very spoilt, and you can probably tell that when you interact with me. You probably think that straight away. Now, I've got two sons, one who lives with us at the moment and one who doesn't. And they're grown up, older than all of you. So, and in RuneScape, I've been playing for about 11 years. I started in Classic before there was members. And the boys started me off playing and took me into RuneScape, and I kept getting lost and killed by muggers and stuff. So they said, stay on the path, Mum, and that seemed to work well. So I've been trying to follow that advice ever since.
That's pretty deep stuff.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And eventually when members came out, I didn't get it straight away, but they did. I paid, of course.
Of course.
But I didn't get it straight away because I still had too much to learn and was getting too lost anyway, so I didn't want a bigger world yet. My world was big enough. And then eventually I got members, and yeah, it's been a long time. And I play RuneScape by wandering around chatting mostly.
So we can normally see doing that, right?
Yeah, and bank standing, which is probably why I'm nowhere near maxed and probably never will be, even after 11 years.
Ray, you've been playing for 11 years, and Scotty, if my maths is right, you've been playing for between 8 and 9 years?
Yeah, that's about right.
How did you two meet in the first place?
We met through our old clan, which was called The.
Very
creative clan. It was a creative clan name, right? Just The.
Shout out to The Clan.
Yep.
Clan.
Well, The Clan, as I call them. You people with silly accents, I don't know. Yeah. And good clan I was in there for 4 years. I don't know how long Scotty was in there for. And then I was in there another time too. They were one of the oldest clans in RuneScape. But yeah, that's where we met.
I think I was probably in there for about 4 years as well, over 2 periods of time.
Oh, hang on a minute. My son's making gestures at me. Yeah, hang on a sec. You might have to edit this bit out. Yeah, mate, what's up? I'm doing a podcast, so we're recording. But what's up? What do you need? You want to know where the clippers are? Okay, I think they're in with Dad. Hang on. I'll be back.
Okay, so while Ray goes to help her son, Scotty, so SoA was created. You built it around the Elvish idea, and you got some members together. When did you kind of realise that SoA was actually taking off, and you were getting quite a few members in?
I think we started to realise that not necessarily that it was taking off and it was becoming, it was getting large. I think what made me realise that we had a clan that had a very good future is when we realised how much potential, like the founding commandments that we made, if you like for example, like there's no activity requirement, so you're not going to get kicked if you go inactive, or the strict attendance towards events and stuff like we cut that out for because we didn't like it in the clans that we were in before. For me, I just think when I saw that people liked that and they were just coming to the clan just because they knew they could chill and they could be themselves and they weren't going to be shouted at for not doing something, I think that's when I realised that it had a really good future, because people seemed very receptive to that.
I know that's definitely what was the big thing that brought me over to SoA, was when I was reading that information. I was like, what? No clan events? No clan events aren't mandatory for me to go to? That's good, because I have a bit of a life, and I just enjoyed getting to play RuneScape and enjoying the people, so I definitely think it worked out for you guys in the long run.
Yeah, and that's really touching to hear as well. I mean, and you can see that, like, we've got, I don't know how many it is, but I think there's almost close to 200 people that are retired on our retired member list, and those people know that they can just come back whenever they want. They don't have to prove anything. They don't have to, attend a certain amount of events before we make them active again. All they've got to do is post and say, hey, I want to come back again. Give me an active rank. And we go, yep, there you go. Go for it. It's just free will, isn't it? I mean, that's what a game should be like. It's a game. It's for enjoyment. You shouldn't have to abide by loads and loads of rules. I mean, obviously we have our rules, but they're more about respect and about caring for each other. But yeah, it really touches me that you say that, because it means that what we try to build is what it is.
Ray, did you at any point, when you set up this clan, did you have just one of those thoughts, what if this got to be a really big clan? Did you expect to be here in 3 years' time discussing the 3rd birthday of your clan?
Yeah, I think I thought, well, this is it. This is the clan I'm going to be in. So as long as I play RuneScape, this clan is going to exist. So I didn't really have an amount of years in mind. But the fact that it got so big and it seemed so successful, yeah, that's a bit surprising. I was expecting, a clan of, say, 30 people maybe, that'd be nice.
You got close to 300.
Yeah, maybe 50, at a stretch on a good day, but just, a few people in the CC to interact with, that was, I was going to be happy with that. And then at one point, we started to get so big, it actually, so fast, we were growing so quickly, it actually got a bit scary, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. We implemented that annual spring clean, didn't we? We actually, I think it was every 6 months, wasn't it?
Every 6 months. But also we just completely stopped recruiting.
Yeah.
And we closed recruiting a couple of times. We actually said, no, we're not taking anyone else. We did that a couple of times just to let everyone settle in, because we had so many new people and people needed to know each other and gel. And
yeah, I mean, that was the important part of it, right? Is the fact that we didn't close it because we were scared. We closed it because we felt that it was important that we addressed any issues that we thought might be there, make any tweaks, and then, like Ray just said, make people, let people know each other. Like, you know what I mean? Might have felt that bit.
Yeah, we felt that if it just grew exponentially, you're just going to have a huge big clan full of strangers. And then when you've got a clan full of people who don't know each other, don't get each other, and don't understand each other, I think you're just going to have a clan full of fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And if we have a clan full of fighting, then I won't fit in it.
Yeah, I have to say, I know we've been told by a lot of people what they love is the fact that we do have a very mature community, and very respectful of, there's little chips, but it's okay because it always gets fixed, and so I can definitely understand why.
Eventually it gets sorted. It's very, very difficult when you've got such a big group of people. You have so many different personalities, and then you have so many different ways of looking at things, and you have so many different ways people think things ought to be done or ought to be solved. So that's one of the reasons why Scotty and I had decided right from the beginning that once we got the clan going, if we got enough people, we'd get a team on board to help run it, rather than just have a clan with one leader or two leaders. We'd actually find the right people to help make a team, because then you get a good balance in terms of your leadership. You don't get one person going off on a tangent and getting completely, lost. You get a balance of opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to go back to that Elvish theme? Because I got interrupted there, and I don't remember I didn't hear what Scotty said when I was away.
When you were away, Scotty talked about when he kind of realised that this clan had a good future ahead of it.
Oh, okay. When we started SOA, before we got it going, we got on to Joey and said, hey, we're starting a clan, and can you get ready? And Joey's in the background like, yeah, what is it? What's it called? I'm like, hang on a minute. We haven't got it yet. We haven't decided yet. And Joey's, yeah, but what's it called? Like, Joey wanted to do it,
He needed the name so he could create the domain name, didn't he?
Yes, he wanted the name. And Scotty and I are having this conversation, and we're casting around ideas and saying, well, we want a theme. We want to tie everything together somehow. So what can we do? And we want the colour to be worked in with it. Everything's got to fit into some kind of theme. And we thought, well, RuneScape. Okay, it's got to be RuneScape somehow, somewhere. What can we do? And we looked around at various things and themes, and like, could you have a certain kind of creature? But gnomes didn't really appeal. Neither did ogres.
I would imagine not.
Should we base it around an area? A certain area in RuneScape, or?
Now you've said that, it's really worried me to think that SOA could have been about gnomes.
Dragons? Anyway.
Spirits of Gloffrey. Rather than...
Yeah. So we finally, looking at all the different races, we thought elves, because, they're a little bit interesting and they're kind of weird, and that fits. And then once we got looking at elves, the more we looked up some of the history and read some of the lore and all that, and we thought, yeah, this can actually work. That seems okay. And elves are based around nature, so that would be Guthix, the god of balance, and so that would be. And Scotty's like, my favourite colour is green.
In that voice as well.
Yes, something like that. He was doing some little dance somehow, I don't know. Anyway, he was all excited about green, right, Scotty?
Yep.
And I was, oh, geez, green? Oh, no, not really. But anyway, that all seemed to fit because so we had the colours and everything. And then we're saying this to Joey. He's good, but what's the name? Because he wanted to get the domain, and we're like, oh, yeah. So then we started looking at names. That took longer than finding the elf theme, didn't it?
It did, yeah. We had to do a lot of research on like RuneScape Wiki and stuff.
Yeah, and we were looking up to see what other clans were called, and then quite a lot of things we came up with. There was already some clan named that. And then we liked the name Arianwyn. I think that's how you say it. Is that right?
Yes.
And
hang on, why are you asking Christina? You were the people who picked the name.
Just like to include you in the combo here. Come on. Actually had to go to RuneFest to find out how to pronounce it. Josh won the J-mod at RuneFest.
Yeah, that was Ray's only reason for going to RuneFest, by the way, just to find out how to pronounce it. That was it.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that was it.
Really joking.
Yeah, and then we were like, well, okay, what can we work with that? You're like, what do you put with it? And then we come up with spirits, and then we thought, is that too airy-fairy? I agonised over this for minutes. Back and forth a lot, yeah. And we went over it, and then we eventually came up with Spirits of, and there was no other clan named quite that, so we thought, okay, we're good to go. So we gave that to Joey, and then 2 seconds, I don't know, maybe it was 1 second later, he's like, here comes a link back.
The main name. Done.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking to someone else, weren't we, Scotty, and they came up with a little bit of an issue about our initials of the name.
You mean SOA meaning STD in Dutch?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why, if you remember, for a little while we changed to SOFA for a little while instead of SOA, but then we went back to SOA because there's only one country that thinks it's an STD. It doesn't matter.
And so then we were all like a sofa clan.
Sofa.
And it was sofa-ing.
Yeah,
Good.
come and sit on the sofa.
So that didn't kind of work, but by then we had a brief conversation. We said, should we change the name? And then we're like looking at Joey's got forums up, he's got TeamSpeak up. Can't possibly, we wouldn't dare.
You do not want to invoke the wrath of Joey. And so our listeners know, Joey is actually the admin for our forums, for our TeamSpeak, and he just does a lot behind the scenes that, I'm sure not even, we really know, but he's literally the guy who keeps our forums up and running for us. So, we gotta love him for that.
Yeah, I mean, I always look at Joey as but to me, he's also a founder. Like, he was part of creation, and he was very much responsible for the creation as well. So I think he's
he
also
got you
a
to get the name.
He did. And we've known Joey for some time as well. Even before SOA, me and Ray we've been good friends with Joey for a while. We've been through a lot together, so it was very nice for him to be part of that as well.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was, and that's how we actually all met in real life too.
Now, Scott, have you met Joey? Because I know you and Ray have met, and I know Ray's met Joey. But
me and Joey haven't met in person, but
okay.
Me and Ray have met twice, I think. Twice.
Okay.
3 times, actually.
Three
different. Yes, because remember, when we first started SOA, we had this bit of a problem because I was due to go on an 8-week overseas trip with my hubby. And so Scotty and I decided, well, that's all right. I'll go and do that, and we'll just get everything organised in the background and let it just sit there, and we'll actually launch the clan when I come back, because I was obviously not going to have great amounts of internet access, especially from China. So, you remember now?
Yeah, I was an impatient bugger.
Well, people just started coming to Scotty or messaging me, but mostly Scotty because he was online more. People just started coming to him saying, hey, you starting a clan? And so it was really hard to kind of go away. We're not ready.
No, we're not. Go away.
So, yeah, while I was away overseas, a few people did come and join us at that point. So, yeah, when I was overseas, the reason I went overseas was to go to Joey's high school graduation. That was what started it all. Because his dad invited us to go over, and we thought, yeah, we can do this. We don't go anywhere. We'll do this. But then it was only going to be for a couple of weeks, and then hubby got, more and more keen. That turned into this great 8-week extravaganza. Anyway, so first we went to China, and then we went to England, where guess who we met?
Oh, yeah.
The Queen.
The Queen, yes. Yes, in other
Queen.
words, the Queen. Yes.
We met Scotty. Let's just say that. Yeah, and he came to our hotel where we were staying with his flatmate at the time, and he's walking along, and then we met, and he's like, "Oh, Scotty, have a hug and whatever." That was probably the first time, was it, Scotty, that you'd ever met anyone from RuneScape in real life? Well, no, it wouldn't have been. No, actually, probably was mine, though. That was a dumb thing to say.
Oh, there's nothing dumb about it.
That's all right. I can be dumb.
It was a beautiful moment, though. It was a beautiful moment.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, so we know how it was started. We know the theme. Obviously, you two are really good friends, and so I guess my question is, even when, because I know there's been times, Scotty, you've been away because of real life, and I know that with your job, sometimes it's just like, I just want to come home and I want to spend time with my partner. How do you two keep in communication with each other because it seems like you always know what's going on, even when you're not here. So are you two always in constant communication? That's what I'm trying to ask. Or...
Yes, most of it happens by extrasensory perception across the ocean.
I love it. Okay. All right.
So, Ray, I know what you were thinking this morning, that, that bra you're wearing is fine. It's fine.
Thanks, mate. That's good to know.
Do you want to clear that up?
No worries.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
Moving swiftly on.
I told you we'd get to this point.
What are some of y'all's favorite memories since starting this clan? Like, whether it be dealing with RuneFest, or in game, or on our TeamSpeak conversations.
Actually, going back to what you asked before. Sorry, because we didn't actually ask the question. When I'm not here, I wouldn't say it's constant communication, but Ray and I do chat a lot on Facebook, and if it's important, she'll email me, or I think we've got on that an emergency text message system that I don't think we've used yet, but there are definitely things in place for emergencies. But yeah, generally we do still talk when I'm not here, and I do use my iPad quite a lot to catch up on the forums and just be a little ninja.
Okay.
And the other thing is, interestingly enough, and although we're quite different in many, many ways in our lives, even like in terms of ages and where we live and everything, we actually think a lot alike. And I think that's a big reason as to why it works, because we'll often separately come up with exactly the same thoughts on something.
Yes,
Doesn't always happen. Occasionally we disagree, and we disagree quite big at times. That's poor English. That's really poor English, but anyway, you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, occasionally we will not agree on something, but even when we disagree, we're still willing to listen to the other. We respect each other so much that we'll listen to each other. And if Scotty can just say to me, "Oh, look, I think you're really out of line," and vice versa. And because we have that openness, it works really well because we listen to each other.
Yeah, it does.
So.
It does.
And that's good. Communication is very important, especially when you both are in such a...
opposite time zone.
Exactly.
So, we're here now, we're talking about, the third birthday of SOA, and what do you think SOA has in store in the future? Where do you want to be where do you want the clan to be in 3 years' time?
I was not prepared for that question.
I still want the same thing. I still, in 3 years, want to be sitting here thinking, yep, I fit in this place. And that can sound really selfish, but in a way it's not, because a clan has to be like that for everyone in it. If they don't feel they fit in it, then it's not the right clan for them, and they need to move on. So the fact that Scotty and I started this clan, moving forward into 3 years, if it turned into a place where neither he nor I felt we were comfortable in it, and we didn't fit and we didn't belong and it wasn't right, that would be really disappointing.
Yeah, it would. I don't think we're anywhere. I don't think we're even 1% towards that. I think at the moment, I don't think SOA is perfect, and I think that's a good thing, right? Because it means that we've got more to give and that we've got more to work on as a team with everyone that's putting stuff in every single day as staff or members. But I mean, for the future, I think we just need to work on the founding aspects that we originally looked at, like no drama, all this sort of free come and go attitude. I don't know, I'd like to see a bit of forum activity, maybe. Like, maybe that's something that I would like to see SOA reach in a few years' time, is like really, really active forums. But generally, I think we're pretty balanced in most areas.
One of the things that is going to be key is adapting to change, because ever since I've played RuneScape, things have changed in RuneScape.
Yeah, they have.
So we've got to be able to go with that. There's been big changes recently with EOC coming in, and now with old RuneScape starting. We had a look at that and thought, I wonder how that's going to affect SOA. And so that's always the way we're thinking, well, what do we need to do to have this fit in? How is this going to work? And we're going to have to keep doing that. Yeah, because RuneScape's not going to stop changing. Plus, it may be that one day down the track, RuneScape doesn't exist anymore. It might have morphed. So at that point, or before that point, or leading up to it, are we going to ease into other games, or what are we going to do? Are we going to disband? Or look, at some point in the future, if we keep going, we're going to face something like that probably, because really no game goes on forever, does it?
Don't say that.
Oh, you're going to make him cry.
RuneScape's given it a pretty good go. I mean, this game has longevity. You don't get many games going this long, do you?
No, not at all.
It's doing all right. But I'm just thinking way in the future. The key thing is going to be able to work out what's going on, what we need to do for SOA, what's going to work best, and then figure out how to do it. And as you said before, Christina, communication is key. Being able to talk to each other, being able to brainstorm with other people, with the team, and go, okay, what are we going to do? Options, people?
Yeah.
I mean, when looking back at the question that you actually asked, before, because we're very open about what we want to do with the clan, and we always try and share that with everyone else. I was just looking at that thread a few days ago, that the SOA objectives and plans. I think I'm just looking at it again now, and I think those are still the key things that we're probably going to concentrate on, and that's like growth and retention, while also keeping the members of a good quality, positive atmosphere, making sure that there's no drama and everyone's happy, and then just general teamwork and involvement. Those are the three core things that we set on in October 2010. And looking forwards, I think it's probably going to be similar things, just building upon it.
Just looking at some of the things that I've got noted down here, some of the things that we skipped over that we really should include. We've heard about how SOA was founded, all the stuff behind that. What has SOA done over the past 3 years that's kind of memorable?
I like all the funny stuff. if you read that random and funny things thread in the SOA General Forum, there's a lot of stuff in there which to me is part of the essence of SOA, because if you're not having fun, what's the point? Because this is a game. So it shouldn't be all too serious. And though when you're running a clan you have to be serious at times, you also got to be having fun and laughing with each other, or you're doing it wrong. And recently in our latest newsletter there was an interview with MQ, MasterQuest, and I love the fact that we blame MasterQuest for everything, and he loves it. He loves getting blamed for everything.
He does.
And that's so quirky, but it's just part of what makes SOA SOA, the fact that we do those weird things. And in his interview, he talked about when he got his 99s and he messed it up because he was getting, I think, 3 or 4 at once. And he got the 99 and he went to buy the cape and he couldn't buy it. And then it finally dawned on him that he'd got the wrong 99, that Constitution had come first. And that's why he couldn't buy the cape, because he didn't get that 99 yet. Hilarious things like that stick in my mind because they are so good. And the times when you're just laughing so much, you go into a coughing fit, you know? Like last night when Scotty realised after 6 hours of mining that he was using a bronze pick.
Oh, why'd you have to remind me of that?
Because it's my job.
Oh my god, that was a waste of like 4 hours.
And so, you know, stuff like that, that's the great stuff for me, when you just get, and I love meeting new people and getting to know new people, and just messing about with people is great. I like people, so that's part of SOA too. But yeah, the funny comments, that thread is hilarious when you go through that. And then things like the spotting game in CC, I'm still trying to remember who actually brought that to us. It was someone who came to us, and they used to do that in their other clan, and I can't remember. But, you know, the fact that we, first one to yell in CC that we spotted someone in game wins. You don't actually win anything, but, you know, you get kudos for winning. That has such a silly thing, but it's developed into fun. And Scotty, do you remember how the OK game started when we had that bot in the CC? Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, we started the OK game, and that was to see how many people in a row could just say OK before it got broken by somebody. That started because we had a bot in the CC one time, and if you said part of its name, it would answer you. It would just say OK. As soon as you said part of its name, so you can imagine what we did with that. And then, of course, Rob got in there, and so we were asking all kinds of really inappropriate questions, and this bot was just saying, OK, so do you want a date with Rob? Okay.
I do remember now.
Yeah, okay. Well, we won't go into too much detail here because it's private. What's in the CC stays in the CC.
that was a really, really strange bot. I remember that now. That was really odd.
For some reason. We ended up going in game and finding it, and we all had this little conga line behind it, talking to it, and getting it to say okay to all kinds of things. It was in public.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, achievement specific. I mean, like Ray said, I think generally just how tight the community's been. I think that's probably the biggest achievement, is the love and the family feel. But I think for me, because of my memory's terrible, recently I just think stumbling across the fact that we was in like the top 50 skilling clans in RuneScape, it was just so unexpected. It's like we haven't been concentrating on being one of the best skilling clans in RuneScape. We haven't concentrated on being a high-ranking clan, and then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, it just happened to be that way, and we hadn't worked for it specifically. It just came in itself. So I think that for me, that's one of the biggest achievements for SOA, is just doing what we do best and just being ourselves. And we've just jumped up the ranks out of nowhere, and I think that's one of our biggest achievements.
I love the fact that is something you accidentally discovered, and none of us were actually trying for that. That's great.
Yeah, it is. So I was just looking on the clan high scores on the main website, and I just thought, oh, where's SOA and overall XP? And I was expecting it to be something like 300 or something, you know, like not really, really low, but not that high. And then 56 it was at the time. I was like, 56, Jesus.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, there's like hundreds of thousands of clans in RuneScape, and we're in the top 100. We're 56. That's like, I think that's a brilliant achievement.
Especially because, I mean, we're a big clan, or a large clan, yes. However, there's a lot of clans that are larger than us, and yet we're still at that high. I think it's really awesome.
Yeah, and I think definitely, and I think even some of the clans like below us, they've got more members, and they have these really strict entry requirements. You know, they're like, you have to have this certain level, you have to have this certain level, and it's just like, for us, this is like, no, you've 100 total. That's all you need is 100 overall level, and then you can join as a Tyler. It's like, and I think that's why we're so good, because we're just really smooth about it.
That's part of the success, I believe, that it's so non-elitist. And I think that comes from the fact that neither Scotty or I are elitist at all. Like, we don't go around saying, oh, look, I got a 99, I'm better than you. It's like, yeah, I've played 11 years and I'll probably never be maxed, and I don't care. I really don't, because levels aren't that important. But I really respect other people who are really focused on their levels and they hate XP waste, and that's how they want to play. And I look at them and I think, oh, go you. That's awesome. Just don't ask me to do it too.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's because we're so accepting of so many different people and different ways of playing. Like, look how Tyro plays. Tyro's such a purist. Like, if Tyro wants pure essence, he goes and mines his own. If he wants bows, he goes and picks the flax and makes the string and then he does everything himself. That's it. That's a mad way to play, but he loves it. And we love him loving it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely mad.
But, you know, the fact that we can be so accepting of all the different people is what's good, I think. That's what really makes it work, and it makes it, hesitate to use the word cool because it's so trite, but it makes it, in terms of relaxed, comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's certainly comfortable for me. It mightn't be comfortable for other people, because I know there's people over the years who've come and gone, because obviously if SOA isn't going to fit them, then it's better that they move on. So we're ending up with quite a lot of people who are also really relaxed, except those crazy hardcore skillers, but go them.
Exactly.
I mean, that's also something like Ray said. You know, there's the people that come and go, and I meant what I said in my leader message in the newspaper, in the newsletter. Like, generally, like, all those people that have come to SOA and they've parted for whatever reason that might have been, or whatever situation might happen in a clan. It's taught SOA something. It's taught leadership something. It's taught staff something. It's taught the clan something. Like, we are, to be fair, like 3 years is a long time, but we're still a very new clan, and there's still a lot to learn. And I think it doesn't matter if they've left, they've added to the clan's history, and they've added to the clan's future as well. And I mean that as well.
For those who don't know, if you haven't figured out yet, this weekend, specifically the day of recording, February 28th, is SOA's 3rd birthday. And with that, yes, we're so excited. We've already had competitions going. We just did a conga line, and by the time this gets out, it should be tomorrow night. So definitely make sure you keep an eye out for the events on Saturday and Sunday, which is, we have birthday bossing. We're going to Corp. That's going to be at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. GMT or 1600, 2 a.m. Australia QLD time, which is Sunday for them, 3 a.m. Australian East, and 5 a.m. New Zealand. Then we have SOA's Got Talent, which you can still turn in your entries for into me, Chrissy, on the forums, or you can just post it in the thread, where if you have any talent, and it's preferably age-appropriate, send it to us, and we are going to choose the winner. Specifically for this part of the competition is going to be karaoke, where we're going to be singing, having fun. If you don't want to sing, that's fine. Just come join us. Sunday, we have a costume party, and that is going to be at 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, so on and so forth. And then we've already had, hopefully by now, our Group 99 parties. Congratulations to everyone for that. Another conga line, and the Citadel battlefield, where we just go and attempt to play capture the flag while killing each other. So, definitely a great weekend planned for us.
Definitely.
Oh, is this the new battlefield that I've heard about?
Yes, it is.
Ah, the capture the flag style battlefield. I'm actually quite excited about that. What time is that GMT?
That is going to be at 1 a.m. GMT.
Ah, what day?
It's tomorrow, so
okay,
Saturday.
That's doable. That's doable.
Yes, there was a lot of hard work put into that, funnily enough, and some other things that we do want to let you guys know is, if you didn't know, we hit the max on our Citadel. We're the third clan to get maxed Citadel, just as we were the smallest clan to get tier 7. Make sure to keep an eye on our Twitter and our Facebook pages for all the event information. We're posting pictures, edits, etc. I would like to personally welcome everyone that has joined in the 3 years, the old faces that actually are starting to come back with the 07 servers coming out. And if you want to spend time with your clanmates and you're playing 07, make sure to join the Friends Chat Elvish Garden. That is
all one word.
Yes, all one word. You can find more information about SOA at soa-rs.com. Our clan awards are out, as well as the staff awards. You can click on the link in the description below, as well as our newsletter. And I think that's it.
I think that's everything. So all that remains is to thank Scotty and Ray for being with us this evening. Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you.
No problem for me being here this morning.
And
It's been fun, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I would just like to say thank you to everyone who's ever been a part of SOA, even for just a moment, because everyone who's here now and everyone who's also come and gone has contributed something, and we're grateful for that, and we thank you, and we're quite honoured that people would even consider the clan. So, yeah, big thank you to those people who've been with us for 1, 2, or now 3, coming up to 3 years, and some people have been here the whole time, and that's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this podcast, and thank you for learning about SOA over its 3-year history, and thank you for being with us this evening.
Can I quickly ask you something before you go?
Yes.
Are you a lesbian?
And on that note, it's time to say good night.
Oh.
Good night.
Good night.